We're looking at Team 6, Sweden-Australia, in the lead in the race, and at the same time we are in the Studio Briggen, now together with Johan Wallberg, swim coach, and formerly also head coach at the Swedish National Training Center, NEC. And you know everything about swimming, right?
Yeah, maybe not everything, but a lot, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of swimming waiting, the teams ahead. Heavy, long swimming.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to compare the open water swimming with regular swimming in an indoor pool or outdoor pool, what's the major differences?
It's quite big differences. So, especially if you go in the pool swimming, you will go for speed will be the main factor, and then you will try to have really long, efficient strokes. When you swim open water, you need an efficient technique to have a good swimming economy. So, and then open water swimming is a bit different than run swimming, because here you have much more equipment. So you can compensate like less efficient swimming technique with very good endurance and durability.
Yeah. What do you like yourself doing open water swimming?
Oh, I always prefer pool.
Okay.
Clear water with a black line, I feel comfortable. But it's beautiful out here in the archipelago, so there are some wonderful swims, but there are also some dreadful long cold ones. So yeah, it's a love and hate story to swim in the archipelago.
Yeah, and funny enough, we threw you in the water today.
Yes.
Just to test the conditions here in the Stockholm archipelago. So we're going to look at some pictures from what you experienced today, and to start with, how was it?
It's a bit chilly, so I think when they need to be in the water for more than 30 minutes, they're going to suffer a bit, especially if they have short runs in between. So what we see here is it was a quite easy enter to the water. And now we come down to the level where this is the view most of the third swimmers will have. So I'm in back of the pack, and there's a bit easier to swim here because you're in the slipstream. So it's the hardest part is for the front swimmer. So most of the team will have the strongest swimmer, often a person with a swimming background.
And here you're swimming together with Team 3.
Yes.
Earlier today, and they have this rope and line in between them. What is how much tougher would you say it is to be in front than being in the back?
If they cooperate, it can go fairly smooth, but it's always much harder for the front swimmer. And then the second swimmer just needs to stay in line, and the third swimmer more or less just tag along. But if you can have not too much tension in the rope, that's good. But sometimes during this swim, the conditions was pretty good, but if you have a lot of waves coming from the front or even from the behind, it can be quite bouncing back and forth on the rope, which is makes things harder.
Yeah, and as we can see, there's a lot of things that are different in this kind of swimming compared to more traditional swimming. They have shoes, for example, and a lot of equipment. What do they have?
So they will have, in this swim, they probably have 2 swimsuits on because it's quite cold. And they have a fairly big pool buoy with good flotation to keep the feet up, because normally you will use the legs for kicking and a bit of propulsion, but during swim run with the shoes on, you just keep them still and steady. So it's just upper body work, and they quite different from pool swim. They have really big paddles.
And what's also a part of this is the transitions all the time. So you really have to plan where to go ashore and where to go into the water. Yeah,
so that's the job for the navigator, the front swimmer. And you can see the top teams really good at the transitions. They go in and up fairly quick. And also they have swim in very straight lines. The conditions been fairly good so far, with tailwind, so maybe the wind is changing a little bit, so it might be tougher and tougher on the longer swims at the end.
Yeah, when I said it's a tough swimming waiting, it's the Danziger Gut,
yes,
which is about 5, 6, maybe 7 kilometers depending on what route they are taking.
Yes.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, last year team 1 spent 3 hours and 40 minutes, and yeah, that's horrible. I would say.
Absolutely darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another factor that's quite intimidating to swim in the dark.
Yeah, tell me how much of a difference is it to swim when it's daylight and dark?
Personally, I don't have much experience because I would avoid it. But what I've been told is, of course, it's hard to navigate because you have the swimming goggles on, and if it's a bit wavy, it's very hard to keep track on. You will have something you aim at, and if you're lucky, there will be some light or some stars. But if it's really bad weather, it's super hard. And also, even it's probably toughest for the front swimmer. It's not easy for the guys behind because they are more or less in limbo. They see nothing and just keep paddling on. So,
which means the mental game kicks in also, I guess.
Yeah, I would guess tonight they will have nightmares, like they don't know what's true or not. You almost get your body almost responds like panicking sometimes. So you need to find your rhythm, keep calm, and of course the more experienced team are more used to this. But I think I heard some of the guys from yesterday felt really scared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and talking about one of the more experienced team is the leader right now in the race. That's Team 6. We have some pictures also from a drone perspective on the swimming from Team 6, and you have seen them. What can you say about it, like technique-wise?
Yeah. This is a beautiful swim. You can see in front Adriel. You can see he has a good swimming background. He gets his arms and shoulders a bit higher and have a bit of smoother stroke. Although Daniel and Christine are very impressive because, like from a coach's perspective or a coach's eye, it looks quite flat and not so good, but they just keep going. The durability is impressive.
Yeah, but is there a lot of difference technique-wise if you compare to the specialist in like a world championship level or Olympic level?
Yeah, the tricky, like the big challenge in pool swimming is to catch water. So the good swimmers, they have this ability to really catch water and move their body over the stroke. And during swim runs, you just put on really big paddles and have short strokes, but a bit more rolling over the stroke.
And we can see that they have equipment. They got a pull buoy, they got paddles. They got quite big paddles, actually.
Yeah, it's surprisingly big paddles, but these guys have tried it out, so they know this is the most efficient way. I think most swimmers would have very sore shoulders using that kind of paddles. And even with this wetsuit on, it becomes tight over the shoulders. But yeah, these guys do this for a reason. They can tolerate abnormal things.
Yeah, pain, I guess. And we have some graphics also where we compare the two top teams right now. Team 6, Sweden, Australia, with Team 1, which is only from Australia. And we looked at the pace and how they swam from Långholmen from Nämndö to Brunskär. There you got it.
Yeah.
And you can see the speed to the right, and you can see the distance to the left. And when you compare them, what do you see?
Yeah, so it's a 3K swim, and the graphic says they're holding about between 16 and 19 Ks an hour, which, like, transferred to pool swimming will be like a 1:30 pace on 100 meters, which is a decent pace. If you compare to open water swimming, it goes much faster, but it's still a good pace for this type of swim. And both teams are very good on navigating.
And you can see also that there was quite a big difference in time.
Yeah.
They made these 3Ks also.
So I think Team 6, they're probably the strongest team left on the swimming parts, even though Glenn is a very good front swimmer for the Australian team.
And if you compare this pace to like one of your athletes, like an Olympic swimmer, when they do the training sessions, for example, how fast is this?
It's much slower. But so if you compare to a distance swimmer, they who does like a 10K open water, they probably go around 25 seconds faster per 100 meter.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But they will, like these guys are doing it for so long, and the total distance here is 50K or 60K, which is what a normal like pro swimmer will do during the whole week. So, yeah, it's a lot of volume.
Okay, so if we turn it around, what would happen if we throw Sara Sjöström in here and she will try to keep up with the teams?
I think she'll turn around and go back to the shore.
Closest way to the shore.
She's an excellent swimmer, and like, but if you can break the world record in 50 meters, you don't go for 50K.
No.
You choose speed before endurance.
Yeah, I can understand that. We talked about the lead swimmers. They got often one stronger swimmer, but do they also change lead swimmer along the way?
We have not seen that much. We saw a few teams changing lead swimmers. The Swedish team 3, could probably change, but it's a bit tricky with the rope, the pulling rope. So you can't change while swimming, because then you will get all tangled up. So you have to make sure before you enter the water who's doing the pulling. And normally you just keep the same order. I think it's not an option here because of safety. They need to have the rope the whole time. Otherwise, you would see more like you have in cycling, that it would change, especially like we had the Team 5, Hugo, Tormento, and Desiree, and Lars, who's all come from a swimming background. They would probably would have been able to do a little bit more like cyclists do, like switch and save energy and always put the strongest person in front.
Yeah.
But with the line, it's tricky.
You keep sending us questions, which we like, over social media, and you can also email your questions to us, info@onewaterrace.com. And we got 2 questions, actually, and this is the first one. It's about the position and the suits that they are wearing, the position in the water with one wetsuit compared to if you have multiple suits, like 2 suits. Is the position always better in the water if you have multiple suits?
During swim run, I would say the position gets a little bit better if you put on more float. There's a bit of flotation when you put on the suit, and if you put on 2, the flotation force will increase. Although it gets much tighter around the shoulders, and it keeps pushing on the chest, so your breathing will be very uncomfortable. So I think today we've seen they used probably as many suits they can, and some have even been on the borderline getting into trouble while breathing. So I think everyone would prefer one suit, but because of the cold, they put on more.
Yeah, and you can obviously have a short suit and long suits,
yeah.
And you need to have a suit that is suitable for running, also, and that transitions. But what kind of suit do you think is the best here?
So the suit has evolved over the years, and now it's very light, so it's easy to run with the suit on. But that comes with the price of it gets a bit colder. So I think they use their favorite suit because it's probably the most comfiest one, especially if it's very thin around the shoulders. But being cold is very hard for your mental game to it takes a lot of energy to be cold. So
what about being cold? Is that worse when you're in the water, or is it getting worse when you step up on the water?
I would say it's a time issue, and when the swims become very long and you start to feel very uncomfortable, then it gets really hard. But then if you only have a short run afterwards and never catch up, then everything becomes very, very hard. And some struggle more than others. So.
And if you have a very long swim, like the one that waits them tonight in the dark, the Danziger Gut, many kilometers, how can you communicate in between the team? Is that possible to do it? Not
really. So when you're standing on the shore, they would probably I would think all teams would put on long suits, like full arms, full legs, on top of the regular suit, and then you just have to grind it out. Just trust your navigator and just go.
Yeah, because I understand you cannot talk to each other, but can you reach out and like?
Yeah, you can touch the feet and stuff like that, but I think they have so good teamwork, the teams that are left now, so they will. Of course, sometimes the good thing with the lane is lane rope, the little pulley rope, is you don't have to look behind, so you always feel that they are with you.
Yeah.
But of course, you can stop if you need to, but I don't think they want to.
And if you didn't have that rope and you swam like a couple of kilometers in the dark,
yeah,
would they be able to stay together or?
With the lights on, I think if the sea is calm, they could. But the problem is if someone is lacking energy and can't keep up. So for the top team, like with such a strong swimmer as Adriel, he would easily pull away from the others, and that would cause problems. Because when you lose the touch, you need to be just a couple of centimeters behind the front swimmer or the second swimmer to have this the best possible streamline.
Yeah. We have some live pictures here of Team 6. They are swimming right now, and one thing I was thinking about is if you're losing energy. Is there like something you can do mentally to try to get more energy or to stay motivated? How did you do? When you have no one to talk to and no one who can encourage you.
Yeah, now you just have to think of positive things, and the problem, I would say the challenge with the swimming part when it becomes really long, that sometimes you will feel like you're not moving forward.
Yeah.
During the running part you can talk and you can always see you moving forward, even though some parts will be slow. But in swimming, sometimes you just feel like, oh, nothing is happening. Like I looked up 10 times and I still don't see the mark or the goal where we're going. So that's that will be the tough part on the end there.
Yeah, and the second questions we got is a little bit on that, because they wonder if you see anything. I mean, in the daytime, like, do you see fishes here, or do you see animals, or whatever? Is there anything to see down here?
Yeah, it's quite dark. So
even in the daytime?
During day, if the sun is out, you might see a little bit, especially if you come into shallow water. Yeah. But it's mostly like some green, brown stuff on the bottom. I saw some jellies before when I was swimming, so that was a little bit
fun.
Not
even a small pike?
No fishes,
No
unfortunately.
Fishes. Yeah.
But the good thing here in Östersjön, even though it's not the clearest water, it's a good mixture of. It's not too much salt in the water.
No.
So you don't get too much scarfing.
Yeah. Okay. But do you prefer this, swimming without seeing anything? I mean, if you compare it to swimming on the east coast of Australia and you see sharks and jellyfishes and dangerous stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard question. Maybe it's better not knowing what's in there.
It's warmer in the water in Australia, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
But you will be scared during nighttime there as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Anything else, Johan, you would like to add that is important for the swimming part here and for what awaits the team later on this evening and this night?
Yeah, I think it was same thing. I heard the talk earlier on, like to keep up the energy levels for the long swims and make sure they keep the temperature before they enter the water.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will be in big trouble, because there's some, 1 hour, 2 hour long swims coming up.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, I remind myself on one thing that they did see, talking about animals in the water. Yesterday, it was a British team, I think, from the support boat. There was a moose.
Yeah, that
swimming.
Was fantastic.
Yeah, and that moose made a very nice transition, I think. I don't know if there's anything to say about his swimming technique.
It looks perfect. And the exiting out of the water is excellent.
Yeah.
No goggles, no paddles.
No,
so,
but still strong.
Very.
Still going strong.
I don't think we're going to see him in Landsort, but...
No, he won't be out in the Danziger Gut. No. Well, That moves will be the end of this discussion, I think. Thank you very much, Johan. And from here at Studio Briggen, we head out to the race again.
Stupid mistakes. He just gets the map.
Ja.